Hi, this is Triplefundust, and welcome to my tutorial on how to create a fully styled navigation bar. So how to create this navigation bar, it's really simple. It's actually just 3 parts, and I'm gonna try to explain it as clearly as possible. Now, for those who are new to websites, HTML or CSS in general, I advise you to see a tutorial on HTML first, get yourself acquainted with HTML and CSS before you start on this tutorial. Now, some of you may be wondering what a navigation bar is. Well, basically, on most websites is where you see all the links that gives you full access to all the features of the website. For example, this is Firescape. This is my personal company. And if I want to go to the About section, this isn't really linked yet. But if I want to go to the About section, this link here will bring me to the About section of my website. Now this About and all other subsequent links are in my navigation bar. As you can see, this salmon-y pink nice little bar that we have up top that follows us wherever we scroll. This design is actually very popular among developers because it gives easy access to all other features of the website, because back then you'd have to go all the way back up and then click it to go to, for example, services. But now, because this thing follows you around wherever you go, if you want to go to services, you can click on it and it will immediately go there. So these links aren't linked yet, again, so even if I click on them, they won't work. However, I did link the company logo, so if I click this will bring me to the top of the website. And that's that. That's just a basic example of what will happen, what we'll do on the navigation bar. So, let's get started. First of all, you want to create a new HTML file and another new CSS file. I'll teach you and explain what I'm gonna do in the process, so chill. And if you always don't understand anything, please leave a comment in the comment section below and I will answer them as fast as I can and as best as I can. First of all, I like to start with a division wrapper so that it makes things easier to code, and if I code my body of the HTML directly, it may create some problems, unwanted problems. So the wrapper is going to be all your like margin 0, padding 0, overflow hidden. Yeah, this is where I'll put it in, the wrapper. And then I'm going to dissect the navigation bar into 3 parts, just to show you how the 3 parts are. The salmon-y pink is my 1 part. The Firescape logo on the left is another part, and the words on the right are another part. So 3 parts in total. So I'm going to teach you how to make them. So first of all, I'd like to create a div ID followed by close. Make sure you close your div. Okay, this will be my navigation left. So first of all, I'm gonna just type it in what this is. Okay, done. Close it. Remember to close it. Okay, done. So your navigation right is where all your links are gonna be at, and your navigation left will be where my company logo is. So you can rearrange the position of your links or your company logo. That part is entirely up to you. You can follow my template, however it's not recommended because it may not even suit the context of the website that you are creating. So do keep in mind that. So what I'm going to do is, this is my navigation left, I'm gonna put in the image, which is right here. And now I'm gonna style it. And you'll see why later, because the image is simply too big. So I'm gonna take this to be 60px and then close it. Done. Now navigation right again is where all your links are gonna be at. I'm not gonna get into that first. what I want to do is I want to work on your CSS. Now your CSS is where you'll be spending most of your time on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the background of the navigation bar. This gives me a good idea of the area that I'll be working in. So again, you can choose whatever color you want. I'm gonna stick with like this, pink, whatever. It's a lot different, but whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna save this. I saved this as my tutorial.html. So if I come here, there, it looks like this. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Not bad. Now, if you saw clearly, my navigation bar has a white space all around it. This is probably because I still have my margin and my padding equals to something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable the margin and the padding, and I'm also going to write this same statement in my body and my HTML, and I'll be right back. Okay, good. So now this fixes it. The main problem is your overflow hidden. Make sure you have overflow hidden in your wrapper, and then put everything margin 0, padding 0 pixels. Everything. And then you should get this result. It is quite nice. Now, navigation bar, I like the width to be 100% if it isn't already 100%. So if your navigation bar is all weird, it ends up here, it's like stuck in the middle, whatever, make sure your width is 100%. Now, why I use percentage values, this is very important, so listen up. Why I use percentage values is because if you use pixels, it's going to use 100 pixels of whatever resolution your viewer of the website is seeing. So it may not appear the same on different browsers and even different computers with different resolutions. However, when I say 100%, it's going to say the HTML is going to read it as 100% of the resolution. So it's the safest because whatever resolution, it's going to be 100%. So for example, my MacBook that I'm currently using right now, it's 1280 times 720. And this is going to be 100% of 1280. Now, if I view this on, let's say, Google Chrome, like this, because the browser I was using was Firefox, but if I view it on Google Chrome, again, it takes 100% of the width. So why I like this is because no matter how much you resize it, it always stays 100%. You can see now why you should always use percentage values. Now that we've got past that part, I'm going to make the font color all white. Now, I'm just going to do some additional formatting, and I'll get back to you when I'm done. Good. Now your website should appear something like this. And the additional formatting that I did was actually just put paddings and yeah, whatsoever. So now we're going to take a look at the second part of the navigation bar, which is the left part. I put it to be a float left, but when I do this, it's going to be at the very edge of the navigation bar, and that looks ugly. So I used the margin left and I made it to be 15%. So it's going to be it's going to have a margin of 15% to the left of the logo. So it positions it right here. That's quite nice. However, I still don't really like the placement of the image. So I'm going to use a margin top, and I'm going to use another percentage right here. And this shifts it a little bit up so that it positions everything just nice. Now we move on to the third part of the navigation bar. This is where all your worded links will be stored at. So I want to just fill it all with ahrefs, and then put in whatever clients, say services, whatever you want to put in here. And if you need more, that's fine. Just copy this and then just paste it and then write whatever you want. You can have as many links as you want. Do take note that I'm only gonna have like around 5. So if you have more links, do keep in mind of the placement and the design of the navigation bar, right? Because the more links you're gonna have, the more stuffier it looks and the less professional that it looks. But not only that, you have to keep in mind of some of the formatting that I'm gonna do later on. So ideally in this case, the lesser links you have, the better the website design will be. So I'm just gonna label this link cool. Good. Now, onto styling the navigation right. Again, same thing, I'm gonna put it float. However, keep in mind that it's float to the right because we want it to be at the right. And again, margin right this time to be like around, say, 20%. And then this will be where your links will be at. Okay, so your navigation right is gonna be styled exactly the same way as your navigation left, which is your float to the right, your margin right. So we're just changing the left portions to right. So again, float left, change to float right. Margin left, change to margin right. Margin top, however, this is gonna have a margin on top, and this is gonna position it to be in the center. So it's gonna be aligned with your company logo, if applicable. If not, then just put margin top to be in the middle of the navigation bar or wherever you like it. Again, formatting is entirely up to you, but I'm just designing it as to what looks nice to me. So now you're wondering, the links look so much different than what the links look like in here. And well, one of course is the font, but it's also because I didn't remove the text decoration for your links. So if you don't know about this code, this will remove the underline at the bottom of your links. So write down text decoration equals none in your links. So I'm gonna target the link, which is your A, and specify text decoration none. This will remove the underlines of the links, as you can see right here. Good. Now I also want it to be FFF, which is white. It doesn't mean anything. White. And yeah, you more or less got it. Now if you want to change fonts, I recommend Google Fonts because it saves some time on importing the fonts by yourself, and Google has a wide array of fonts, and it's really easy to apply into your website. So I'll be right back. I'm just gonna apply the font. So stay tuned. Okay, I am back, and now I use the font Lato on Google Fonts, and you should be able to get the same results. They do post instructions on how to apply the font into a website, so if you haven't followed it or you didn't see it, here's how you do it. You put the link href part into your HTML, and you put the font family part into your CSS. Easy? Good. Because it's going to get easier. Now, you may have noticed that my links have a little bit of a spacing in between them. So how we do this is we put a margin right. We put, say, a little bit of 2%. Now, guys, you may have noticed that the links in between them, they're not really spaced out as much as compared to this. And also, it looks a lot smaller, but we'll fix that part eventually. To increase the space between the links, all we have to do is just input this code in. Now, we can remove the color because we have specified the color of the links will be like that, but this is going to target all the links inside your navigation bar. This code right here, I'm going to target the navigation bar links, and I'm going to say, oh, there's a margin to the right. There's a margin right of 7px for every link. So it's going to end up with this. If you didn't, go recheck your code. And yeah, make sure that you're following whatever we're doing at the moment. But the basic things that you have to take note of is your color, your text decoration, make sure it's none, margin right, you know, paddings, your floats, your well, this is no. The important thing is, of course, your background color, your width, 100%. This is very important. Your overflow hidden, your margin 0px. This will remove all the white spaces whenever you create a division. So yeah, you end up with this. This is really cool. Now, it's time to make the navigation bar stick to the screen wherever we scroll, and also apply the bar whenever I hover over the links. So to do the hovering, all we need to do is do this. So you want to target the A. Now this is when it's hovering state, when your cursor's hovered over. All you need to do is just put this. You're making a border at the bottom. If you're unfamiliar with this code, go do read up on borders. But yeah, you're making a border at the bottom, and then choose whatever color you want, and then specify how thick you want the border to be. Now you should end up with this. I wanted it to be 3 pixels thick, and of course a solid border. And of course I chose this color, blue in color. And now when I hover over it, it should produce the bar. Okay, cool. So now you should end up with something like this. So every time I hover over the links, it should produce a blue bar under it to know which link I'm selecting. Okay, now on to the last part. This is the final part, and we want the position of the navigation bar to be fixed. So this will make sure that it cannot move, and so wherever you scroll, it will always stay there. An example is I want the height to be, like, let's say 2,400 pixels long. Good. Now, whenever I scroll, as you can see, it scrolls along with me. If you can't see the sidebar, I am actually scrolling. But yeah, all the words should be there. Okay, good. So now you know the trick. However, when you put another division on top of it, it may cover the entire navigation bar completely. So the last thing that I want to do is input the Z index to be -3. The Z index, think of it as a layer in Photoshop. It moves the layer of the navigation bar up by 3. So this will appear as your first layer, and everything else under it, basically. So this will be your layer 1, your next division will be layer 2, and so on and so forth. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it informative, please leave a like. And if you have any questions, please comment. And yeah, I will not be posting the code, so do make sure you saw enough to copy it, or if you've been paying attention, then you should get something like this. So if you have any questions, please tell me so that I can answer them as fast as I can. So congratulations, you are now the proud owner of your very own navigation bar. Hope you enjoyed this. This is Triplefundust signing off. Thank you, goodbye.